Hi, everyone. Neil Douglas. And I'm very troubled tonight. I'm troubled because of what's happening to America. I'm troubled at what's become of America. Division. Oh, just utterly division. People hating other people. People trying to kill other people. People killing other people. People that have innocence on their hands become dead because of the violence. And what causes the violence? Well, I'm going to tell you, there's several things, of course. There's violence among rioters, protesters. Let me rephrase that. Most protesters are not violent. It is freedom of speech, and I can honestly say that most protesters are very calm. They just have, and it's like freedom of speech. They have the right, and I support them. I don't support rioters. I don't support bad cops that just don't know how to control their trigger finger. I don't support people who just murder because they're into maybe some kind of trouble or drugs or whatever the case might be. Maybe they just want to, the retired officer that was sitting in a pawn shop during one of the protests, and these young men came in and one of them shot him 5 times, or two of them shot him. In other words, he got shot 5 times and he was murdered. 77-year-old retired officer. And he was a black gentleman who protected his community, had 5 children and 5 grandchildren. This is what I'm talking about. America has become divided. We've become a America of hate. Why? I'm going to give you my opinion, and you can take it for what it's worth. My opinion is the media is making out so much of this. They continue to broadcast, they continue to repeat it, they continue to have their opinions. They're not talking about news, they're giving opinions. I did radio for many years, and I tried to report on news happenings of the world. My website, that's what I try. American Truth Finders. I try to do news that is newsworthy. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. If somebody's not doing the right thing, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna say something, because our country is going to be lost. Our country is going to be taken away from us. Many people have said, oh, it is what it is. No, that's not true. It isn't just it is what it is. America is the best place to live in this world, but it's fast becoming part of the worst places to live in this world because we are allowing it to happen. We have people like Antifa, and I use that name very strongly. We have people who hate, like they want to take us down. And in fact, was it Khrushchev that drew both of his shoes and said, we'll take you down without firing a shot? And it's working. Oh boy, is it working. We're becoming a communist country. We're becoming a socialist country. I know many of you like the idea of socialism, and that's your right. But it isn't socialism that's made us the country that we have been, and that we still are, but we're so close to it, losing that great stance that we have had when our fathers were and our grandfathers were alive. Factories that they worked in, come home with their dinner pail, their lunchbox, that that our mom made for them, or their mom made for them. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, this is not our Father's country. This is not our Father's political parties anymore. I don't care which party you are. We can still be friends. We can still get along. The problem is, not only is the media dividing the parties, but so are those 535 people in Washington, D.C. They can't even make up their mind on anything when it comes to making a law or to try to get, well, when they did the stimulus package, I'm just giving you an example. Without the perks put in it, it would never have passed. Those of the people that got their stimulus checks, you wouldn't have got them without the perks. Now, they still think, these 535 people think that they own and they can control and be telling us, over 300 million people, 325 million, whatever we are, people, that they know more what's good for us than we do. I got news for you. I know what's better for me than they do. I've been around a while. I've been around the block, and I still know more about what's best for me. And I think you know what's best for you. But they're dividing us. And we keep re-electing them. Why is that? Why do we keep re-electing people that have become so old that they can't even stay awake during sessions? And then right now we got laws and bills that need to be passed. But no, they're going to take their 4th of July break. What do they work, 180 days out of the year? They serve one term and they're set for life. You aren't. If you work for 4 years, 2 years, 6 years, you're not set for life. You don't get the pension they do. You don't get the health care they do. You don't get the perks that they do. You don't get to write books like they do. You don't get to be on TV and be a commentator and get a job and get paid for that too, like they do. So they're dividing our country just as well. Now, we have a racist problem in America because of some bad cops. And the media is playing it up. They're playing it up so big that it has just it's made people protest, which they have a right to do. And I don't blame them. I blame the rioters, because usually they're bussed in to riot and cause problems, to burn buildings, to burn cars, to kill people, to hurt people, push them down, do whatever. They're paid. And you know it and I know it. And if you don't know it, do some research, will you? This is not a game. This is the future of our country. This is the future of our children's country, our grandchildren's country. Come on, people, get it together. There should be no racism in this country. There should be no hatred and division in this country. Yeah, there are bad people. I've said this many times, of all colors. But that's in any country, not just America. But we have penalties for those bad people. Yes, it is sad that they end up maybe killing or hurting somebody that's innocent. It's time for America to become the new America. It's time for police reform. I totally agree. They need to be vetted. They need to be tested. They need to be made sure that they're not trigger happy. They need to be made sure that they are going to protect us and that we respect that. Thinking back, there was a time police officers used to be on the streets, walking their beat, children following them behind them because the policeman was their hero. Today, children are afraid of them. Adults are afraid of them. Now, don't get me wrong. I support police. They are probably 99.5% of them are good, or even more. But you got a 0.5% or whatever it might be that are what I call bad cops. This is dividing our country. This shooting of innocent people, these black individual peoples that are now dead, that have their families have nobody to replace them. You can't bring them back. And that goes for white people that have been murdered too. I'm not going to say just the blacks. It goes for anybody who has been innocently murdered. You can't bring them back. So what happens? The media plays it up and divides us. I say the media, and you keep thinking, well, what media are you talking about? I'm talking about the news. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They shouldn't be called news anymore. It should be called commentary, because it is not news. Oh, they might report something that's in the news, but it's not news because it becomes their commentary. The other media is social media, just like I'm on right now. The hatred that goes on. The hatred that happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, we better get this together. America is in danger. Do you want to become taken over to where the police become the Gestapo? Do you want to become America where 535 people totally dictate you? Not now. People talk about dictators. Don't forget there's 535 people in Washington, D.C. that are part of that dictatorship. I don't care if it's a Republican, Democrat president, or an independent president. I don't care what the heck they are. If they become a dictator, so does their Congress. This is not a game. This is not a game. The World Health Organization, which I'm glad at this point we're not a part of anymore, didn't say a word, or at least I didn't say anything. Maybe you have, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. But when the protesting was going on, and all the thousands and thousands upon thousands of people all over the country protesting in the streets and gathering in the streets, no masks. Some of them had masks, some of them didn't have masks. It didn't matter. I didn't hear anything about the spread of coronavirus during those protests by the World Health Organization or the CDC. But now that Trump is going to have a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, all of a sudden the CDC, the WHO, World Health Organization, is concerned about the coronavirus. Wake up. You get the picture. You're smarter than that. It's politics. It's all politics. And the media is going to continue to play it up. They're already talking about the coronavirus. Now there's not any rioting going on right now. Now, if any rioting happens in Tulsa during this, then you'll hear something about the rioting. That'll be news. Well, no, that'll be commentary news. My friends, I don't care if it's Joe Biden. If there was a big gathering and they would say the same thing. Or maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. It depends on what side of the fence they're on. And again, I'm not saying Republican versus Democrat, or I'm not trying to divide it in that respect. I'm just saying where and why does WHO have anything to say anymore about the coronavirus or the CDC? We've heard so many lies, it's unreal. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Go to public, don't go to public. Don't go to the store, go to the store. Don't go to your doctor, go to your doctor. Don't take the pills. Take the pills, don't take them. You got Dr. Fauci even. Look, I know I'm rambling, and I just keep going on. I'm sorry. But I'm telling you right now, America has to become the new America. Let's forget about the racism. Come on. Let's support black people, brown people, yellow people, all people. We all bleed red. And if I need your blood, I'm certainly not going to question what color the person is that gave me the blood. If you're black, brown, yellow, and you've saved my life or even attempted to save my life, you're my hero and heroine. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, you're stretching things. You're going so far. You're rambling on, and I am. But I'm telling you right now, we are becoming the America that ABC ran in 1989, spelled with a K, America with a K. It was a 13-hour series. If you can find it, watch it, and compare it to what's going on today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's almost as if they predicted it. The videos, the movies about the viruses, about the coronaviruses, it's almost as if they predicted it today. It's almost like Hollywood and government works together. And I'm beginning to believe they do. And as far as Hollywood's concerned, I don't give a darn about what actors and actresses have to say. Their political opinion means nothing to me. I don't care what side they're on. It means nothing. I know I've rambled. I know I've gone on. I know I've talked a long time, and I'm not going to apologize, but I'm going to say I'm sorry if you got bored. I hope that this is not the first or the last of my first videos that I'm posting. I hope the next ones will be live so I can get some comments, and I hope I get comments on this. Regardless whether you agree with me or not, I want your opinion, and I will respect it. I hope you will respect mine. Ladies and gentlemen, I love this country. For those of you that are concerned about loving this country or wondering what's happened to it, just remember, let's make it the new America. America that we love our neighbors, we help our neighbors, they become our part of our family. America should be a family. And yes, like I said earlier, there's good and bad. Good and bad. There's always going to be bad, but there's more good of us than there are bad. Same as people who want to take over this country, there's more of us than there are of them. So we can't let that happen. In the meantime, please give it some thought. I hope I didn't bore you too much. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, by the way, for the fathers, come Sunday, happy Father's Day. For the rest of you, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, if you don't like what I've said, if you want to unfriend me, that's your choice. For those who want to be my friend, I will welcome that. You can go to American Truth Finders. You can check it out. I've got news from all over the world. And it's comes from both right and left, so I'm not picking and choosing. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. I hope I didn't bore you. I know I went on too long, but for now, let's go for the new America. Thank you, and good night.